Dear doTERRA family, welcome to our weekly webinar. I hope you're doing great and have some good times ahead. Please let me take you now exclusively to Utah. I am proud to present for the next webinar some amazing presentations from our Leadership Retreat 2022. Watching these films, you can learn, feel excited, and get connected. Imagine you will be there like watching it from the very first row. I would suggest to get something to write notes, some refreshing drinks, and last but not least, turn on your diffuser and use your most loved oil. Please lean back, relax, and enjoy the trainings.
Let's go! No, I'm just kidding. Does this work? You guys can hear me? These things are pretty cool. Oh my gosh, guys, this is so awesome. You guys just look great. I'm so excited to be here. Okay, my name's Risenmay. They said that, and I'm just going to keep blubbering, I guess. No, it's awesome to be here. I love coming out here pumped. Maybe you saw my dad yesterday as announced his presidential diamond came out swinging. So I had to match that energy. But we'll see what he does tomorrow. No, guys, this is so awesome. I wanted to just say how awesome it is for me to be here. This is actually my first time at leadership. Just raise your hand. Who else is this your first time? I knew there was going to be some woos. I'm like, raise your hand. Woo! I'm sure we'll have more of that. This is our first time, so I've never even seen a leadership presentation before. So this is going to be good or bad. We're going to try and make this really good. But I'm really excited to be here. When Russell Butters asked me to present, he mentioned something that I thought might be important to bring up. So my dad is Seth Risenmay. My mom is Jenny Risenmay, both enormous leaders in doTERRA, presidential diamonds, awesome. And he said, usually we actually try to avoid inviting the kids of presidential diamonds to speak because they think their parents do it all for them. I mean, look at me, especially with this makeup they just put on me. I look 16. So, this 16-year-old isn't doing anything, right? And so I understand that concern. So to get us started, I wanted just to start with a Spanish lesson. Okay, we're going to learn some Spanish today. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to act like I have a mic. I'm going to read the line. I'm going to give the mic to you guys, and you guys repeat. Okay? I met some Venezuelans. You guys need to stand up, or not stand up, but really give it to us, okay? Give us some Spanish. Seth Risenmay. Good job. Es un gran líder. Which means Seth Risenmay is a great leader, no doubt. But, él no habla español. He doesn't speak Spanish. For the last 3 years, I've been building enormously in the Spanish community. These are just some pictures of me visiting Guatemala and El Salvador. This was a trip I took just last October. Got some elites there that are killing it, and it's just been an awesome time. And this was actually right before I left. I was getting onto the airplane to go to El Salvador from Guatemala, and this little girl hopped out. Christian, necesito una foto. Christian, I need a picture. So she ran up, and I just held this little girl. She's so cute. But she didn't say, Seth, necesito una foto. It was Christian. It was me. Okay, so just wanted to point that out. So hopefully we can let that rest, okay? Thank you. So, but let's come back to our Spanish lesson. Seth Risenmay es un gran líder. He's a great leader, an even better dad. And if I keep going down that line, my makeup's going to be messed up, so I can't do that. But awesome leader, awesome dad. Pero no habla español. We're going to add one more line here. Ni habla jovenol. Wait, hold on. Ni habla jovenol. Very good, which means neither does he speak youth. I made up that last word. Joven is youth. Yol is yol. So he doesn't speak to the youth. In my time doing this, I've approached Gen Z and I've pushed to get Gen Z on my team. These are just some pictures just in the last 2 months or so of some recent Gen Z activity on my team. And we have been crushing it. And actually, I just looked last night. Just in the months of February and March, we have, between me, my leader Max, and my leader Anna Marie, we have added over 42 new leaders in the Gen Z in the last 2 months. Let's go! So I think my point with this is just to solidify my topic today: how to influence Gen Z and millennials to join your team. When I'm talking about Gen Z, I'm just gonna say Gen Z, okay? But what I mean by Gen Z is people 18 to in their 20s, okay? And that specific range of people that we're trying to reach. So what I want to do is first bring up the one thing I want you guys to remember today. There's going to be some things I'm going to go over, but there's one thing I want you to take away. So everyone listen. You guys can zone out for the rest of this, but I want you to pay attention to this this next part, okay? And it's this. Gen Z is an unapproached, untapped, and wildly powerful market. And if you choose, it can be just what you need to launch your business to the next level. Okay? Take a picture, cross-stitch that, whatever you need to do. I don't care what, like the rest of this is going to be fine. But if you believe this, you will figure it out. Okay? I'm not a pro with Gen Z. I'm going to share my experience today. I'm going to be very practical, not very emotional. I'm going to show you what I've done, what works for me, why I do it. But there's so much room to grow here. But if you understand this, then you'll be okay. You'll figure it out with us. So I'm really excited to get into this. How I want to approach this is I want to talk about these three things. My agenda, my objective today is to first show our current situation. How is doTERRA prepped for having Gen Z start with us today? Why I personally build with doTERRA and how I have personally built with doTERRA. Again, this is not a written formula for everyone to do it. I'm hoping that this will get you guys launched into getting Gen Z started into your teams. Okay? Anyone need to get one more woo out? Woo! Okay. Yeah. Okay, let's go. So first, our current situation is the mom market. So moms are awesome. doTERRA has been grown in this mom market and has blown up. Let's see what moms have done in the last, 14 years since doTERRA has been a thing, since 2008. First, they really wanted to get into it to support the health of their children. And we've seen that, or the guinea pigs. I felt like a guinea pig growing up. I'd go to school smelling like any combination of oils. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Mom. And I'm sure many of you guys have felt that way as well, probably the husbands. But so first they really wanted to support the health of their children, and then they see a business opportunity and they support their income. And in so doing, they achieve financial freedom, they achieve ranks like Blue Diamond, Presidential Diamond, and they've achieved the impossible. Why does this matter? What does this talk about Gen Z? Who was that mom's audience the whole time? The kids. By doing this, the moms, in so doing, they are responsible for the next market of powerful leaders, which is Gen Z. I grew up using the product. I grew up seeing my parents achieve the impossible, and I'm ready to rock and roll. Gen Z is ready, okay? So that is why Gen Z is ready right now. I want to show just a couple quick incentives. Now I've gone over our current situation. I want to talk a little bit more about some incentives as to why building with Gen Z is so nice. It's so nice, okay? So the first one is their low cost. When I talk about the business opportunity to my friends, I get to Elite, and I'll be like, yeah, you earn about $357 a month. And usually I'm kind of like wanting to get over that and be like, but don't worry, there's more. You know what I mean? I get to that with the Gen Z and they're like, oh, well, sign me up. And I'm like, okay. Would you want to here's Premier. You earn about $870. They're mind blown. They're like, well, this pays for rent and more. I'm like, it does. You're right. And then I'm like, man, maybe we should just stop. But here's Silver, and they're signing up. They're signing the papers. Usually when I'm talking to someone who's a mom or dad, right, who's already got their family and their career started and everything, they're not excited until you get to gold or platinum. And so it's so hard to get them in. However, with Gen Z, you get them to Premier, they're going full time. They're Silver next month. Okay? So nice. One more thing I'll mention is high belief. They haven't been beat up by debt or by failure or by whatever else. They're ready to go. Sorry. You old farts you guys are, if we're the little kids, you guys are the old farts. So it's just, you guys are kind of hurting on belief, but we're riding high on belief. A few other commitments. There's no mom guilt, right? The mom guilt's a legit thing. Mom, if you're working with Gen Z, they don't have any kids that they're not spending time with, or they don't have a career that they should be, or they don't have a boss that hates them because they're smelling like, oh, no, they've got a few other commitments. They're ready to roll. I hope this is making sense. Does this not make you want to do Gen Z? Okay. Woo! Okay, and they're a bunch of fun, which I hope you're feeling right now. And I want to hit on this. Getting Gen Z on your team will boost energy. It will get people pumped. It'll get you pumped. My team has never been more fun since I got Max on my team and everyone else that's been Gen Z. So build with Gen Z if you need more energy, if you need a hype. Okay, this is really important. So that's why. We've talked about our current situation with the mom market. We've talked about why I build with Gen Z. Let's talk about things I've actually done, the how. The first thing is you have to lead with the business. You don't have to. Obviously, they need to see the product, and we have health issues just like anyone else, but we need money. Gen Z needs money. So the moolah. So they've just got to, so what you've got to do, here, we'll use an example. Who here wants, just no more woos, who here wants to be a founder? 2.0? I literally said no more woos. I'm just kidding. Okay, raise your hand again. Who wants to be founder? Okay. So I want to get an idea here. So who here has said this? Christian, how are you doing? What's up? Oh, dude, I'm doing good. I'm working really hard. I'm working on my business, and I'm working on getting an $85,000 annual check residually for the rest of my life that eventually I'll be able to will to my grandchildren, actually. Raise your hand if you've said that. Max. Okay, we've got a couple. Thank you, Max. Okay, why not? This gets Gen Z like nothing. All I have to say is I'm about to earn an $85,000 bonus residually as a founder, and they're signed up. You need to say this. So you need to lead with the opportunity. Something else that they need is they need to know that you actually care for their invite. They can't just be another person you're inviting. Something like, I wanted to know if you'd be open to partnering with me is very flattering, and it's something that gets them on board with you pretty quickly. And then also they just have extreme FOMO. If you get one, which is fear of missing out. You get one Gen Z in, you get the next Gen Z in, and all of a sudden you get 5. And then you get like 5 more. And everyone's just like, wait. You see us running and like, wait for me. And they'll hop in. We had a sauna night like on Monday. 5 of us were on our team. We weren't meaning to enroll this guy, but by the end of it, he's like, so how do I start a team? It's just the FOMO. You get 1, you get 2, and it's done. It's a game over from there. Here's something that you guys will absolutely love, and this deserves a woo! Who loves a BOGO? We just had a week of BOGO. What if I told you that Gen Z is a constant BOGO, 365, 24/7, all year long, never ends. There's no end in stock until supplies last. There's an unlimited amount of them. And this is how it works. You sign up at Gen Z, you immediately get, with this Gen Z, you get their mom. With your Gen Z, you also get their grandma, and then you get their Gen Z friends. It's the best deal ever. Never is it just a Gen Z. Hold on, though. Hold on. You have their Gen Z friends. We just learned they're a BOGO. So you don't just get their Gen Z friends, you get their mom and their grandma and their Gen Z friends. And now I want you guys to say it with me. We just got their Gen Z friends. We're going to get their mom, their grandma, and their Gen Z friends. And then we're going to get their... I'm done. In fact, if there's a mom that you've been wanting to get on your team for a long time and they're just stubborn and won't do it, sign up their kid. All right. And with these placement changes, just quickly, and you've got it. Okay? Man. Awesome. Get their Gen Z, get their mom, grandma, Gen Z friends, and it just never ends. That's the magic of network marketing. Couple other quick things. These are things you can do with just about everyone, but it's stuff that's worked. You can compare compensation plans with sales bros. Max and I are going to get into the sales bros market like you've never believed. We would just say to people, if your comp plan's better, we'll sell with you. And it never is, so we get them. Bring Deep Blue to the gym and basketball, oil class, and then a party. We had an oil class, and then we watched The Bachelor after. Half of them signed up. It was awesome. It's really fun. Guys, this next thing I'm going to say is a total joke. Okay, like don't take it too seriously. It's not a total joke. Just don't take it too seriously. You got to flirt to convert. This is something you just don't do it if you're not Gen Z. If you're married, don't do this at all. At all. Okay, but this is, see, this is awkward for me to say because, my girlfriend's going to be the silver that gets me to diamond. And I took, and I did not date her just to sign her up. You know that. Okay. She's like, no. But we went on a trip up to Idaho to start her team there. And, she's inviting people, and my sister Janice is inviting people. We're going to start a team up at BYU, Idaho, a campus up there. And so they're just inviting. And we show up, and who comes? They're all guys. And it's because they're all wanting a little bit of this. She's a cutie. She's a babe. She's the dreamboat. But what they don't know is that she's actually my dreamboat. This handsome hunk's going to be there, and I'm going to be teaching them oils. And do they sign up? Heck yeah, they do. They signed up last week. So don't do this. It's a joke. It's a joke. But to bring it back, I've talked about how, I've talked about why, I've talked about our current situation. I just want to mention why I even get to be here talking. And it's because of the real heroes here, people who've got me to where I am. And that's Max Ames, who's been my leader. Can't mess up my makeup, but he has taught me more about leading a team than anyone else. He dropped everything. He dropped his job, and I told him, bro, you should quit and work with me. And he hit silver in 2 months and got me to platinum. Legend. So you should talk to him. I'm not the one that should be up here. And then you've got Anna Marie, my girlfriend, who's, I could talk to her all day. I could talk about her all day is what I meant to say, but I could talk to her all day too. For lots of reasons, but she's an awesome leader and leads with love and belief in her leaders like I've never seen either. And then Janice Risenmay, my sister, who's going to kick butt. These people are people who are going to be the next Gen Z leaders to crush it. And in saying this, so I'm here thanks to them. They deserve a round of applause, really. Can't look at you or else I really will start crying. Okay. So I want to remind us, the one thing I hope you take away is this. That Gen Z is an unapproached, untapped, and wildly powerful market. This is not the doTERRA of 2008. It's not the doTERRA of 2014. It's the doTERRA of 2022. And if you choose, it will be. Not only can it be, it will be just what you need to launch your business to the next level. What's going to be what triples our impact? Gen Z. Who are going to be the presidential diamonds that are here when Dave Sterling comes back from his mission in 3 years? It's going to be me. It's going to be Max. It's going to be Anna Marie. It's going to be Janice. It's going to be Gen Z. And I hope you guys join us in this movement. Thank you.
I'm so excited to be with y'all. I was laughing with everyone saying there was a lot of softness yesterday, and it's not going to be super soft today, but we are going to bring the energy and get it done. So today I want to focus on a theme that we try to follow in my family and in my team, and that is how to fall in love with the process of becoming great. So I've had 2 questions asked to me over the last 3 months. My daughter was sitting in the car with me and said, Mom, do you ever get tired of doing the same thing? Sharing samples, teaching classes, helping them learn how to use the oils, then inviting them to the business training, right? Training them, helping them be successful, like over and over and over again. And then I had a leader say, how do you still find joy doing the same things over and over again? How many of you ask yourself that question? How can I find joy in sometimes what can feel really mundane, right? In the 80% of what I do. The 20% that's like fire and excitement and changing lives, and then the 80% that is this process in order to get those high moments. So this is what I have put together in my mind. This is how I find the sweet spot in my business. It is a combination of mental toughness, which brings me a ton of personal growth. And I'm going to spend the majority of our time today talking about mental toughness. There's also the side of servant leadership, where we're able to impact people's lives and help them feel better, help them have that financial stability or that financial increase that they didn't have before. Provide that community that helps them to believe in themselves and to know that they're supported. That servant leadership component is how we can impact the lives of others. And when we combine the two of those, we have this sweet spot that gives us fulfillment in what we're doing. And we can't be missing any of these pieces. We can't only focus on the servant leadership part, and we can't enjoy that, right, if we don't fall in love with the process of becoming great and have some mental toughness when it comes to that process. So as we're focusing on the mental toughness aspect, I've broken this into 4 particular things. The first is that we have to embrace boredom. We've got to have a ruthless commitment to our routine. We've got to be internally motivated to show up even when we don't want to do the things that we're sick of doing. It's part of it, okay? So the second piece is we have to learn how to zone in and focus. We are going to have distractions. We are going to have tragedy. We are going to have hiccups. We're going to have obstacles constantly in our path. That is never going to end. It's never going to go away. So when someone says that you need to eliminate distractions, that is an impossibility. You've got to learn to manage distractions so that you can focus and get the things done that are crucial and critical for you to have success and for you to be able to impact the lives of other people. We've got to clearly identify what is it that is fueling what we do and what is it that is causing us to just spin our wheels, be busy in our mind, and walk away having nothing done. The third piece of this mental toughness is going to be redefining self-care. Now, this you guys might not like, but I'm going to give you my definition of self-care during this presentation. And my philosophy is get it done before you chill. If I try to chill out before I've done the things that are important to my business and to my family, it's going to be weighing on my shoulders. It's going to be sitting there. And I'm not really going to enjoy anything. I'm going to be beating myself up in my mind because I haven't gotten the most important things done. So self-care to me is getting it done before I chill out, okay? And then lastly is that confidence matters. And I'm not talking about the fake confidence where you try to pump yourself up. I'm talking about real confidence. And to me, real confidence comes from doing what I say I'm going to do. From telling myself that this is important to me and following through on my promises to myself. Then I am confident that I can show up and serve other people and teach people the way to do it because I'm embodying all those things in how I live my life. So when we have that, it gives us confidence in our message and confidence in ourselves. So this is my all-time favorite quote. Like literally, if I was a person that got a tattoo, I might get this tattoo. Like I love it. Okay? Crave the result so intensely that the work is irrelevant. Do you crave the result so intensely that you don't care how many hours a week you've got to put in or how much work is on your plate that day or how long that class goes? Or how long it takes to launch your new builder effectively? Do you crave what you do so intensely? Do you crave the result you want so intensely that you don't care what it takes? That's what I'm talking about. Do you know when the executive team was speaking yesterday, do you think they crave the results so intensely that the work is irrelevant? Do you think we have examples of that and who run this company? Can we be examples of that as we're trying to attract people into our business? Will they be able to look at us and say, that girl isn't afraid of hard work. I want to partner with someone like that because she's going to get results. Because I see how she shows up every day for her people, for herself. Why? Because I am intrinsically motivated. There is a difference between being intrinsically motivated and being extrinsically motivated. If everyone was intrinsically motivated or extrinsically motivated, we wouldn't have any spots left in the Founders Club. Okay? While I love that, and it's a great opportunity, it's a carrot. Regardless of if that opportunity was there or not, you should care enough to show up and do the work every day. Who cares if you get a free oil? Okay? Who cares if you get an extra $50? You know what? You should care enough because you said you were going to do it and it matters to you and the outcome is important enough and big enough. That mountain is big enough that you're like, I'm showing up every day. I'm doing it, carrot or not, I'm in the game. Okay? Okay. The other piece of that, right, when you're intrinsically motivated, and it's literally in the statement they wrote. I was like, looking at the slides yesterday, I was like, yes, this is what we're talking about, is that it's driven from purpose and autonomy and the desire to master what you're doing. So we're going to zone in and focus. And when we don't zone in and focus, what happens? Things start building. I love this quote. Challenge yourself to be uncomfortable. Push past the apathy and laziness and fear. Otherwise, the next day, you're going to have 2 things to do. And then 3 things. And then 4. And then 5. And pretty soon, you can't even remember what the first thing was. Who has that happen to them? Right? So we can't delay. Here is my definition of self-care. Self-care is often an unbeautiful thing. It makes a spreadsheet of your debt, enforcing a morning routine, cooking yourself healthy meals, no longer just running from problems and calling the distraction a solution. It is sweating through a workout, confronting a toxic friend, getting a second job to save money, and figuring out a way to accept yourself so you're not constantly exhausted from trying to be everything all the time. True self-care is not salt baths and chocolate cake. It's making the choice to build a life you don't need to escape from. And sometimes that means doing the ugliest thing you have to do. This hangs up in my house because I want my family to understand that the things they want take work, they take effort, they take sacrifice. And you know what? At the end of the day, you can relax and rest and have your chocolate and know, I killed it today. Part of what I do every single morning to power myself up is this exact routine. I don't sway from it. I don't miss a day. I don't take weekends off. Every day I do this routine. Why? Because it helps me know and feel good about what the next step. In fact, I'm so committed to this routine that I automatically do it. And the moment it's done, I know it's time to work. So every day I do this routine. My kids know what to expect. They have their own routines. And in this flow, it allows me to get into that creative flow to work my business. And I know I've taken care of the most important things to me to make sure that my day can go the way I want it to. We talked about confidence, and we are going to make sure that we're following through on our commitments so we have real confidence. This is my 2 of my daughters. I have 3 daughters. And when it comes to servant leadership, I thought this example, I snapped this picture. You can see I'm on the outside of this net, but I was like, this is the embodiment of servant leadership. So we've got my oldest daughter, who is a professional soccer player. We've got my youngest daughter, who's a soccer player that sees her sister, and she's accomplished all the things that she wants, right? So maybe this is you, or maybe there's someone that is that person who has the things that you want in this business. Or you're working with your team, and you bring on a new leader, and they want to be where you are. How are you going to show up for them? Are you just going to bark orders? Are you just going to send spreadsheets? Are you going to give them a checklist and send them some videos? That's not going to go so well. Or are you going to say, hey, listen, this person needs me to show up for them? She could show up for her sister in many ways, but how did she show up? She went over to her, she tied her shoe, she looked up at her from kneeling down and poured life into her. during her game? Can we show up for our leaders that way? Can we take a step back and say, I've been where you are. I can help you. I'm with you. I'm going to show up for you. I'm going to hold your hand. I'm going to be there if you need me. You can do it your way, and I'll be here to fill in the gaps where you need me to fill in. And that is servant leadership. This is how you create lifers in your customer community and in your business partnerships. Lastly, I just want to remind you to stay in the sweet spot of your business, to make sure that you are sticking to those core routines that allow you to build resilience in your mind. Don't let emotional immaturity keep you from tapping into your potential and from allowing you to rise to become who you're destined to become. We are greater than we give ourselves credit for. And we need to train our brain, right, with this resilience to be able to embrace the boredom and the monotony and the hard stuff so that we can show true growth in ourselves and trust ourselves more. We'll be able to create impact through how we show up and serve others. And we're going to be able to live in that sweet spot of fulfillment where even though 10 years later, you can have people asking you, how do you find joy in this? How do you do this over and over and over again? Because you've got the formula for the sweet spot. I have a challenge for y'all. Because you know, no presentation I give is not going to have some action required. Okay? This is my challenge to you. I want you to take some time, and I know Emily gave y'all this challenge as well, to find out what it is that will be so big and that will allow you to crave it so intensely that the work becomes irrelevant. What is that going to be for you? For me, I've had to redefine what that is over and over and over again. What I started with is not going to get me to where I want to go. So we've got to make sure that we are identifying what that is. Make it big. Don't sell yourself short. It's got to make you crave it. It's got to make the work irrelevant, okay? Secondly, I want you to create a daily routine and relentlessly commit to doing it. Live by your calendar. Work first, rest later. Third, create a daily routine that is going to fuel your mind and body. That power routine that you live to, where you know, okay, I'm ready, I'm filled, I've done those key pieces for myself and for my family, and now it's time to work. And then fourth, build true confidence by following through on your commitments. I want you to take the next 30 days, and I want you to do the things you say you're going to do without fail. Without fail. And that will be a catalyst to begin growing confidence in who you are and what you have to offer. Just to finalize, deep inside you, there is an undeniable force that drives your actions. The peace that refuses to be ordinary. The peace that stays raw and untamed. Not just instinct, but killer instinct. The kind you keep in the dark where you crave things you don't talk about. You don't care how it comes across to others because you know it's who you are and you wouldn't change it if you could. The dark side is your fuel. It's your energy. It excites you. It keeps you on the edge. It recharges you. It fills your tank. It's an addiction as powerful as your addiction to success. Go make it happen. I know you can do it. I believe in you, and it's worth it. See y'all.